Oh, you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, there we go. All right. Perfect, perfect. Well, hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, it's not gonna be we wouldn't be launching a bunch of online stuff without having some technical difficulties. Pardon the delay. My name is Joe Barry Gardner, or JB, for the most part. I'm glad we are recording this, so that was definitely caught on camera right there. Hey, but welcome to the Campus Living part of your NSO presentation. I'm just going to go ahead and say that we've got some great videos that President Vivell wanted to also comment as well, and our Vice President of Student Life, Robin Holmes Sullivan, wanted to greet y'all before I began my conversation, and the rest of the Campus Living staff team. So just putting that out there and saying, let's hear their welcomes.
The weather is great, the campus is beautiful, you've landed in a piece of paradise. And even though things may be a little bit different in the city at large because of the pandemic, it's still a great place to live, work, study, and play. As is really all of Oregon, that if you don't know it already, you will begin to explore and get to know. Now, the key to success, and you will hear this time and time again, is to connect. Connect with faculty, with students, and with staff. First, of course, are your fellow students. It is about what we say, creating your posse, your group that you can rely on, that will support you. But it doesn't stop there. You know, I've been in higher education for a long time now, and I've never seen a community where people are so open, where the faculty are so ready to work with you, to meet with you. So make sure you seek them out, not just during office hours, but just get to know them. And the same is true for the staff who will be helping you in so many ways. And it's also true for the administration. From me, the vice presidents, the deans, we are here to make your experience a success. And you know, these are very challenging times. We all know that we've become greater experts on health and health policy than we ever wanted to be. We have all learned that we need to focus more on issues of race and social justice than perhaps many of us were doing before. And there are many other social issues and challenges. And that plays out during a fall where the political elections will demand a lot of our focus and attention. You know, we want you to be engaged in all of those issues, and we will be open to having conversations about whatever may come up, because we are in this with you together, because jointly we want to be exploring for the global good. Welcome to Lewis and Clark, and I look forward to getting to know you. Take care and enjoy this first week.
Hello, and welcome to Lewis and Clark. My name is Robin Holmes Sullivan, and I serve as the Vice President for Student Life and Dean of Students here. That means I have primary responsibility for the issues and opportunities that occur for students outside the classroom, as well as oversight over many of the programs and services that students need and use every day. I also serve on the President's Executive Council and have responsibility for the policies and procedures that assist students while they are part of the Lewis and Clark community. I want to first say congratulations to you for your accomplishment of being admitted to Lewis and Clark. Bravo! And to your parents, I can assure you, your student made the right decision to attend Lewis and Clark. This is only my second year at LC, so I'm still seeing the college through pretty fresh eyes. This relative newness has allowed me, along with lots of my colleagues, to dig into what the Lewis and Clark student experience is and should be. What you will find here on campus are an abundance of opportunities. Opportunities that are geared toward allowing you to grow and discover the person you want to be. We've carefully curated the student experience at LC so that you can make the most of it. Truly here, the only limitation may be time to do it all. The year 2020 is a year that we will remember for a long time. Never before has our nation been tested and in such a state of uncertainty. COVID-19, stay-at-home orders, and for some, the loss of loved ones has really taken a toll. That is why we are so excited that you are here and getting ready to launch your college careers. We must do all that we can to return to our way of life, but do so safely and smartly. We will never be the same, and we shouldn't try to be. We should be better. With that in mind, we are launching a public health campaign called We Before Me at LC. What that means is that we will expect all LC students, staff, and faculty to put the needs of others in the community at the very top of the list in everything that you are doing. Commit to being a part of the community by taking care of your community. Avoid taking unnecessary risks like going to large parties or gatherings or other high-risk behaviors that may spread the virus. Remember that just because you may not have symptoms, or if you do contract the virus, just because you may only have a mild case, others in your community will not fare so well. We Before Me should be your new mantra. And we still want you to have fun and connect. Just do so safely. I'm encouraging you to select 4 to 6 people that you trust and form your pod or posse. That way you will know that the people you are socializing with are doing the right things, such as taking care to socially distance, washing their hands often, wearing a mask, and avoiding interacting with others who may or may not be doing the same thing. Stick with this small group of friends over the fall, and come spring, perhaps you'll be able to widen your circle. Be smart, be safe, and be considerate of your community. It is truly in your hands to make sure that the spread of the virus does not suddenly explode on our campus. If we all commit to the simple rules of safety and consideration, we'll do just fine. So, what should you expect during the first weeks of school? Well, we're starting you off with a truly interactive and fun new student orientation. You will meet your first group of friends and your roommates, and together you will have the chance to discover the campus and start to see what it will be like to be a part of this vibrant community. You'll also start to discover just what it means to be an LC student. I hope you enjoyed participating in our new virtual student trips with College Outdoors, and that you had a chance to build your skills and confidence, as well as meet other students who may have similar interests to your own. Many of our students say they made their first set of friends as a result of participating in the challenging but exciting new student trip that they went on during orientation. I hope you felt that way about this opportunity. All new students also participate in a service learning opportunity during new student orientation, so that you can start making a difference in your new community. Service and working toward the greater good is an important value for our students at LC. We offer these sorts of activities because it reflects those values, the value of community and place. What we strive for at LC and what you will experience is that community and place are important here. You will have the opportunity to not only discover who you are as a growing adult away from your family and parents, but you'll also experience what it feels like to be a part of something. What that something is will be up to you. Maybe you'll join one of the over 100 clubs and organizations that we have. Maybe you'll get involved in student government or write for the school paper. Or maybe you'll decide that we need a new club or organization that we've not even thought of yet and you want to create it. Go for it. Maybe you are interested in competing in one of our varsity sports. Or if that sounds like more than what you want to commit to, you can always have a blast exploring our various intramural teams or even joining one of our nationally recognized club sports. With the advent of COVID, we will suspend these activities until the spring, but keep them in mind as a fun way to stay fit and healthy. Again, the opportunity is there for you to make and join a community and to be part of something that will most likely last a lifetime. Yes, it is about learning and achieving academically. You will most definitely have that opportunity here at LC. But it is also about how you can learn and grow as a full person, both in and outside of the classroom. That is what we strive to co-create with all of you here at Lewis & Clark. I'm truly in awe of our students and what they've accomplished. I know you will be joining a community of scholars who are not only talented and interesting, but who really care and take seriously their commitment to the global good. Here's one quick example that I can share with you. As we have all struggled to find our footing in figuring out our response to the global pandemic, I was so proud of our student government last year, or as we call them, the ASLC, Associated Students of Lewis & Clark. It's one thing to read about great leaders in history in your classes. It is another to demonstrate leadership. In early March, as we began to realize our students would need to leave campus, the ASLC quickly mobilized and created various opportunities to help their fellow students. They decided to pool all of their unspent money that was set aside for clubs and organizations and created an emergency relief fund for any student who needed it, as they had to hastily travel home or buy an unexpected airplane ticket or find a new place to live. The ASLC also set up a food pantry to make sure that students or even staff had the food that they needed. To me, that demonstrates the type of student we have here at LC. Students who are focused on community, the greater good, and their fellow students. Now that you've been admitted to LC, I know you have those qualities too. And I know you will find important ways to leave your mark on our community. So, what are some of the things that you can look forward to in the upcoming year? Well, we're currently working on architectural plans to renovate and expand the Templeton Student Center into a more student-focused, up-to-date facility so that we can host even more clubs and organizations, update our dining options, and provide students with a more engaging and vibrant student union. We hope to begin construction on the new Templeton Student Center sometime in spring of 2021, and the renovation should be done by the end of that year. It will be a game changer for the campus. What else are we doing? Well, we plan to launch a student life co-curriculum that will help you track, categorize, and display the amazing out-of-the-classroom experiences you will participate in over your 4 years. LC has a contract with a company called Presence, which provides a robust interface for student engagement. Employers no longer want applicants who just have college degrees. They want applicants who have degrees and who can demonstrate that they have workforce-ready skills. That is where our Engage LC platform comes in. Engage LC will be a place where students can see what events are happening on campus, and as an institution, we can have a centralized place to track student engagement. The co-curriculum will be added into the Engage LC platform in 2021, whereby you can earn points towards each competency when you participate in events and opportunities included on the Engage LC platform. Engage LC will enhance the value of the undergraduate experience by bringing meaning to opportunities and experiences beyond the academic setting. The co-curriculum will help you connect with opportunities, articulate the value of your experiences, and help you develop workforce-ready skills to assist you when you go out into the world of work. The Engage LC platform is live now and will be available to use for advertising events and tracking participation, clubs and organizations, and those interactions by fall. And by January 2021, the co-curriculum will be added to the platform. It'll be rolled out for full student engagement by fall 2021. You're going to hear more about this powerful tool and how to use it in the weeks and months to come. There is so much more that I would love to talk to you about, but I know there are others that you need to hear from. Do know that you can come by to see me either virtually or in person just about any time. I love engaging with students, and I'm always here to help, as are the over 100 Student Life staff. I look forward to seeing you at the Student Life virtual event that will occur right after your hall meeting on Wednesday of NSO. You'll be able to ask questions, meet my staff, participate in a fun trivia event, and win some cool prizes, so I'll see you then. Information about the event and the schedule will be on the NSO website. We're so glad that you're here and excited to discover what legacy you will leave here. Class of 2024, congratulations for being accepted to Lewis and Clark. Let's make this the best year ever. Thank you.
Okay, I think it's back to me. So one thing I did want to mention and note, I think that there were also a little bit of difficulties with the video. There were captions on there, and on my end, I don't know if I was able to see that. So apologies if those did not come over on your end. So I wanted to take a moment to now switch over to the campus living side of things and introduce the staff, or allow them to introduce themselves. More importantly, the professional staff members that work in your areas, that live in your areas as well too, that have been such an integral part of the campus living team. And so I will let Ariel, I believe, kick us off with some introductions.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ariel, like the Little Mermaid, except spelled differently. I'm the area director for Holmes, Hartsfeld, and the apartments. So I've met some of you transfer students already during check-in. Let's see, I use she, her pronouns, and my bio is on the screen there. But one thing that I'm looking forward to a couple of things this year. I have a dog named Bodhi, and I know that he is going to be excited to meet some of you, while socially distanced this year, the summer has been pretty quiet, so he's yearning for attention. And the second thing is, as an alum of the college / rhetoric and media studies major, I'm excited to be challenged by our use of technology and see what incredible things we can do with it this year. So that is it.
All right, I can go next. Yeah, my name's Joseph Vastuka, and I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the area director of Platt Howard. And I'm really excited this year to get creative in how we connect and build community. I know it's going to look a lot different than usual years, but I'm excited to hear your suggestions, and I'd love to collaborate on some events that we do this year. So that's mostly what I'm thinking about, and hopefully we can have more of a conversation rather than me just yelling at you about a symptom tracker. So looking forward to that, and I'll see you all soon.
That's me. Hi, everyone. I'm Julian. I use she, her pronouns. I will say that photo is not the same the person I am now with the lack of blonde hair that I have now. Just thought I'd point that out. My bio is right there, but one thing that I'm super looking forward to this year is just meeting you all. Of course, socially distanced, but meeting you all. I know, and like hearing all the great ideas that you have to transform the campus and more so transforming Forest. Specifically, I already heard that some of y'all want to start a chicken coop. So I'm so stoked to like hear all about that. So just knowing you all is something I'm really looking forward to.
Hi everybody, my name is Malavika. I use she, her, and they, them pronouns, and I oversee SOA, that is Stewart, Odell, and Aiken. I have two things I'm excited about. One, I just got a cat this week, and I am super excited to spend this semester, and I mean, obviously the rest of her life, with her. The other thing is that I'm really excited to meet all of you and to see how we will shape SOA and our community with all the challenges that COVID's thrown at us. We're still gonna do it, and I'm excited for it.
Hi everybody, my name's Cody. I use he, him pronouns, and I am the area director for Copeland Hall. So I'm also excited about a couple of things for this year. So first off, definitely getting to know and meeting all the residents of Copeland Hall. And I also just learned that there's going to be an In-N-Out burger relatively close to the Portland area. So as soon as I get a chance, I'm going to be heading on down there and getting myself a double-double.
I believe that In-N-Out is already here. I want to say it's down in the Salem area. So if you haven't heard, now you know. I'm originally from Florida, but this is not my slide. We'll talk about that in a second. We also have another important person in the campus living staff team. Her name is Bailey Titus. She's she, her pronouns. She's our campus living administrative coordinator. So she answers the campus living email, and also her personal email is up there as well too, for outreach and connection. And so we are, obviously you can see her title, the Lord of the Rings thing popped out to me as where there too. She also is a cat fan and lover as well, but I know that the thing that she would be most excited for is, again, the ability to connect and get to know all of y'all. And clearly they could not all be here. I'll mention this again later at the end of the presentation, but all of our RAs, there will be hall meetings next week with both new students and returners. It's different than how we've done in the past, but we felt it would be good to get everyone in there together at one time. And so the relationships might look different in some ways, but again, different doesn't have to be, different is good at times. So they're all very excited to meet y'all. They've been working very hard over the last, they're still working hard now. Everyone in this panel are all working extremely hard as well too. And you can go ahead and click to the next slide. Before I go into my full-on introduction, I know that some of the panelists did have to work on some other things, and so they might be giving you a wave, see you later, or they might be hanging around. So just as a heads up on that. So again, my name is Joe Barry Gardner. I use he, him pronouns. I'm born and raised in Tampa, Florida. You might have noticed that as I got up to get these new headphones, since I'm wearing my flamingo shorts, and so that's the business up top and the shorts down below. So again, this is recorded, so everyone's going to see that. So I'm definitely excited to have all of y'all here. I'm the director here at Campus Living. I've been here actually since 2014. I graduated from the University of West Florida, so I made my way all the way over here. Actually, me and my partner did a cross-country trip, uprooted, and decided to come see what Portland, Oregon had in store for us. So I think the thing that I'm most excited for this year is, to be quite honest, I'm a pretty big extrovert. And so whether it is as tiring as it can be to be virtual, I think still the ability to talk to someone else that isn't, I have a 4-month-old and a 2-year-old. And so the ability to talk to someone else who can use complete sentences is also a very, very needed and great thing. So maybe in a little bit, they're outside playing right now. So maybe if they make their way in, I will show you. And what we will also do, yes, I know this is recorded, so you would probably be able to get this to get the contact information for all of the professional staff team, but feel free to go onto our website to find that as well. Most of our office hours and meetings, we're going to try to do those virtually or over the phone, so feel free at any point in time to reach out or to call. Okay, go to the next slide. And I added this here mainly because the fact, both from the RAs and the area directors, the volunteers that have been helping, they all truly care. And the work that they've put in, you may or may not know this about me, but you wouldn't know this about me, but I'm a pretty big superhero fan. I've grown up watching a ton of that. I'm a Marvel Cinematic Universe person. I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I love the DC animated movies, if you had the question of like, what do you think is better? But all of them have been putting in so much work and effort, and I'm truly, truly honored to have them as a part of this Campus Living team. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt that they all care about you, both from a health perspective and also just on a personal perspective. And so I just really encourage you to take those moments and times to get to know them. It will be for your benefit. I joke that I would say green apples when I'm ready for the slide to click, but I'll just give a thumbs up when the slide is clicked. I'm gonna take a pause for a split second, and I think it's always important. You probably are gonna keep seeing this multiple times, but I think it's just always good to have that as a part of your phone bank. So just some important numbers to remember, both from a complex specific area and also campus safety's numbers on there as well. These numbers are listed in the resident handbook, but again, you could just pull your phone out and type those down. As you see, I've extended how long I've said that to try to give you enough of that time. But I think more importantly, just knowing that outside of your RA offices, those numbers are also posted. So if you didn't have an opportunity to write that down, you can go outside your RA office and get it from there. Bingo. All right, so I went back and forth. I was like, all right, well, obviously it's not gonna be in presentation unless you put some type of meme. And so it's like, well, what do you do? Do you go down the office meme route where it seems like everybody knows the office, and so they are always using that? Or do you let out a little bit of your geekdom and go down the Dragon Ball Z route? And so obviously I chose both from there. Yes, 2020 has been a year of all years. And I think this kind of leads into this idea of the we before me. Before coming here, I'm sure all of y'all have had experiences both from a positive side and also just from a tiring side on so many different levels. And Robin had mentioned that with so many moments of, this is going to be a year where it's going to be all of us doing this together, embarking on this journey together, and until we get to the other side. And more importantly, we want you to be able to be a part of this creation of what does this year look like. We're going to have to think outside of the box for a lot of things. I've been in residence life for over 10 years, and I've never had an experience like this. And so trying to conceptualize and rethink of what does it look like and mean for a residential experience in a time where you're virtual or you have limits lots of times that are not even controlled or mandated by us, but they come from outside entities. How do you do that and how do you change? And again, kind of going to the bottom is, change is also, it doesn't mean that it can't be fun. It doesn't mean that it can't be better. And it also doesn't mean that it's something that we have to dread. I think that we all made this decision to, embark on this journey together. And I think a lot of positive things are going to come out of this. And there's a lot of y'all sitting there now who have ideas that haven't even necessarily come up in conversation that are going to be so important to bring those up in conversation. And then this we before me thing, you can go back. This we before me thing as well is the idea that it's not just on one group, it's not just on campus living. It's not just on the people who live in Copeland, C34A. I just threw something out there if you're out there. But it's on all of us to make sure that happens, that we're taking care of each other, that we're doing those things that will help keep the community healthy and safe so we can, again, continue on this journey. I also saw this commercial last night, this Be Better commercial. I'm not going to play it. I don't know if there's copyright laws or anything from there, but I was just thinking, I'm an NBA fan. I enjoy watching the NBA and looking at the bubble that they created there in the NBA. Again, there's a lot of similarities to the bubble that we're trying to create here at LC. And, basically this idea of that we're all coming in this knowing that, hey, if this journey to the championship that we're trying to get to, if we want to get there, again, it is going to be a we before me type of thing. So, but the Be Better commercial was actually kind of pumping me up last night. I might have shed a couple of tears as I was holding my 4-month-old, but just talking of like, yeah, everything I can think of, I can be better in that. Thumbs up. And here's one of the things, I think it's important that as we were entering into this space, into the campus living world, outside of campus living, there were, when we've all come from our different parts. And so coming here of trying to just keep that in remembrance of, hey, it's important, there's reasons behind all of this that we're asking, like, washing your hands and wearing your mask and staying 6 feet apart, all of that we're hoping that we've brought all of that intentionality and thought process into this bubble. One that we were talking earlier, about, wearing your mask even when you're walking around in the halls, because, who knows, if you're walking and you sneeze, as some of you are, kind of learning, our halls aren't necessarily super spacious. And so you were to cough or to sneeze, and, the science about, how COVID is transmitted through droplets and those things is like, that's the thought process and the conversations that we're having, beforehand of this, idea of we before me. So it's just absolutely important for all of us to be thinking about this campus living journey together, and to be keeping these things in mind of, at no point, I think Robin mentioned this, really well in her video was, no one is trying to create more moments where you're feeling like, man, I'm like, this doesn't feel like fun, or this doesn't feel like, what I was, embarking on. What we're trying to do is just, again, keep the community safe. And there might be times where the things that we want to do won't necessarily be the things that are the best for the community. And that's when we actually make the decision of like, hey, what's best for the community in this moment? So, just a couple of campus living updates. I should have said also that this presentation isn't going to be something where I'm going to be yapping at you for a very long time. But I think a couple of important things. I also had mentioned that these individual hall meetings with your AD and your RAs will be scheduled for next week. I think it's going to be really, really important to be a part of those conversations, have a deeper in-depth conversation with the area directors, deeper in-depth conversations with the RAs, and to kind of, have that moment to connect with those folks on your floor. So, just keep an eye out for that. We also have a newsletter because, hey, it's 2020, so newsletters, it's the technology thing. We don't send out paper mail. So keep an eye on your email as well for what we call our rumors. We try to make sure that you have the ability to stay up to date and connected, and we're actually going to increase the frequency. We used to send those once a month, but we're probably going to send those maybe about every other week, or at least start off on a every other week basis. So that way you can have a few more updates as we continue to work through this. Rumors, we're going to try to incorporate offices tend to give us a lot of paper items that RAs post throughout the halls, but we're going to try to post those via rumors. So it's going to be super important that you're paying attention to that. Also, if you haven't been looking at the reopening page, please be paying attention to that. There's a lot of updates that happen through there. I have it actually pinned on my screen just so I can click in there. I would say click around and try to continue to ingest all that information that's in there. You don't have to do it all in one setting. I definitely get it that there's a lot with that. And then the last piece of that is the Campus Living main office. For the most part, we're going to be virtual. There will be some times where we're in office, but we would still be trying to look to keep most of our comments and conversations via online. So just give a call, send emails. I'm always down to do, like I said before, having virtual video conversations and calls. You actually might even get to see me with the 4-month-old. And so, yeah, they're outside. I might be able to run and snag one. Oh, you can. So I think the last thing that I had on this, let me remind you very quickly before we get off at 8:30, there's a VPSL welcome event that will be going on. And so that's the next thing on your schedule. It will, I'm sure there's a link on the virtual schedule for you. So if you're having difficulty, I think you can reach out to either NSO leader or Francesca to kind of help navigate that. But together, we're going to do this together. It's going to be good. I have a lot of faith in this community that we are going to be able to do the things that we need to do to both have a campus living experience that is positive, that is there's learning in there. I'm, as you can see, I'm very excited to get to know each and every one of y'all, and I think it'll be uber important for us to stay connected in whatever way that we can. So that is all that I have for y'all on this. Let me hold on. Let me stand up and see. I'm sure some of y'all, if you don't want to see the kiddo, feel free to log out. If you do, I'll be back in 2 seconds. I didn't see a huge decrease in numbers, so I think that was the answer. Here's Simone. There's Casley Joe making the noise of a, that sounds like the dog. I don't know why she's making. Say hi. Okay, so either way, hey, I'm excited to get to know all of y'all. And again, this is going to be a super positive year and experience. And welcome to Lewis and Clark.